It's the Jobbers Tears podcast.
Has enough, yeah. It's like a nice, like if you ever had Jello shots, like orange, definitely better for
orange it's that citric taste.
Yep, and I like citrus fruit, so it makes sense. All right.
What about cherry? What does cherry do for you?
Oh, it's all right. It's like regular. It's like the shit. First of all, it's like the hospital. So hospital got red flavor shit. Yeah. Like that's shit you grew up on. Like so when you get older, you know, you broaden your horizons, or you mix. Was it red and what make purple?
Ralph
red and blue?
said he could be the special ref, like Sammy, tongue out, one eye.
Yo, but the way you reported that made it worse.
Why is Ralph Ray so nasty?
Like I want to see him in what's the nigga name? The nasty Leroy.
Yo, I haven't seen him in a minute.
You ever to Nasty Leroy?
Yo, you recording?
Yeah, we recording.
Yo, Nasty Leroy.
Nasty Leroy.
I don't see him on the live feed.
Yo, those that are watching on the live feed. Yo, look up Nasty Leroy. He's out of I think Georgia.
Nasty nigga, son.
And he definitely is a nasty.
You and Ralph Ray should be him.
Yeah, they should be a tag team.
Nasty nigga boys.
Like nasty boys. Nasty nigga boy. Oh, now you're just creating matches.
Oh man, prolific versus the nasty.
Well, Brandon
nasty nigga boys.
What's his fucking wrestling name?
I don't know who that is. Marcus says.
Thank you. Marcus Marquis does not want to wrestle against black people because he's against that. He doesn't want black on black crime.
They should be like a stablement, you know? They should be like a subdivision.
Huh?
Who did they fight the other day?
White people.
White dudes.
And Spanish niggas.
Yeah.
But then again.
But actually, I don't know who was under the mask. The mask could have been a white dude.
They said that'll be a good match, you know?
Now niggas is out here booking.
The nasty niggas boys versus prolific. Like I see the promo. That's just some nasty niggas, me. Dang.
But he don't want to.
Can we start?
He don't want to wrestle nasty. I mean black guys, so he don't like black on black crime. All right.
Speaking of black guys, speaking of black people.
Well, what?
Someone said I'm racist.
I mean borderline.
Who said you're racist?
So Cindy was like on a let me play the recording. Listen to this, y'all.
But why?
This is some of the toxic talk.
I hate the racist. Yeah, my brother will not date anybody outside his race. But why? That's racist. Like I hate to break. Yes, I hate to break it. I hate to break it to black people. But yes, black people can be racist as well. And saying that you won't date outside your race. Well, but that's your preference, though. Okay, it's fine if that's your preference, but I hate to tell your brother this, and I hope he listens to the show as well as everyone else. Like, God will fuck you up if you think it like that. God would fuck you up and bring a white woman to your life that's
y'all listening to this?
Thing that you wanted in a woman. And because of your preference, you're going to tell her, you know what? God has given me major signs that you're the perfect woman in my life, but you know what? You're not black, so I can't do it. And then you're going to wind up with a black woman that takes all your money, that takes your kids away from you, that makes you pay child support. How you going to feel that?
But that's your dumbass fault.
Okay, now guys, you know,
That's your dumbass.
they talking about how that Mr. Sid of the True Hill gang.
You set yourself up for that.
He basically said I'm racist because all I date is black women.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just that you have religiously said on our podcast in real life
the same energy.
That you would not date a white woman.
What's wrong with not dating white women? I don't want to date them. I don't find them attractive.
But then that's a preference.
Like, I don't find them attractive. Don't be wrong. I'll acknowledge the fact that a white woman is beautiful. I'll acknowledge that every other race is beautiful. But I believe what I want to do for my family is I want to keep on cheering the black women. And I feel like the only type of women that always been there since day one was black women.
Now, to Sid's point, which I do understand and agree to a certain extent, is like you can meet the love of your life.
My brother.
And
don't disrespect my queens like that.
No, it's not even disrespectful, but
God
you can
like
meet the love of your life, and she may not be a woman of color.
She is gonna be a woman of color because you know why? Because God knows my heart how much I love my queens. I love my queens. So listen, do I think I'm racist? No, because if I see someone else with a white couple, and I saw you, Papa, you happy after something, my nigga, I'm proud of you, son. You find someone that loves you for you. I don't stop someone else loving whoever want to love. But this is my preference.
Okay.
Like, I'm not racist because if I was racist, I would have the citizens, like, I will try to keep, racism to me is basically saying this way, like, people are racist in America to keep down people in the system. just like in Central Park 5. That was a system that brought down those kids.
Yo,
right.
If you have not seen When They See Us on Netflix, I highly, it is probably the roughest thing you will watch, but I highly recommend you guys watch it. It is a must-see on Netflix.
Exactly.
So please
So
do that.
that's the system. Would I say I am prejudiced against dating white people? 100%.
Okay.
100%.
So he just used the
like,
wrong word.
I gotta make sure.
That's all that was.
I gotta make sure. Like, I'm deep in history. I'm looking like, all right, are you black? Is she's too light? I gotta ask her, are you black?
So
What
let me
kind of
ask you a
black are
question. So if you meet a white woman that is actually born and raised from South Africa,
You white?
she technically is African,
When you're white,
but she's technically African actually.
you don't belong there.
But she was born. How you want to tell her where she
Because
belongs?
you basically had apartheid, basically took over that land and now they're kicking you out. No, you ain't low. You ain't low. Now, why would I go with any other race? I got different flavors of black. You got Jamaican dark chocolate. You got Jamaican, caramel
out
chocolate.
here naming them like ice cream flavors.
Like you got the Haitian chocolate. You got the European chocolate. So many different flavors of black.
You just said white chocolate, I said European.
Facts.
Shout out to Black Wrestling Lines. He's from somewhere in Europe.
He's from London.
Exactly.
Across the pond.
Exactly. So the different variations of chocolate.
Caucasian, but Caucasian is white. Yeah.
Don't disrespect me.
Well, all right. We're going to actually now start our podcast. Those that are watching on the live feed.
This dude, Rock Ray, said this. Mr. Black is saying this. Mayonnaise and chocolate don't mix. There you go. In my kitchen.
That's nasty, though. I wouldn't eat. Like, first of all, every time I hear mayonnaise, I just think of Undercover Brother. That shit has forever scarred me for
I
life.
didn't see that when I was a child.
Like, it is
There's
by
a lot
far
of
the
movies
most
like that,
disturbing.
right?
That scene of just like that tubs of mayonnaise has like scarred me for life.
Just keep coming out.
No, I keep coming out the front thing. They're fine.
Somebody's calling me. 718-753-365.
Patricia said that your hair look nice.
Pause.
Thank you, girl. Yeah, I got so many compliments on my hair today. I was like, I'm regular today.
Yeah.
But all right, you can count me off. Those that are watching on the live feed, thank you so much for tuning in on this
All right, let's get serious.
amazing Wednesday evening
It's beautiful out there.
Instagram.
Ralph
It's actually
Frank,
really nice.
It's nice out here, Ralph Frank. You should come out here, dogs.
Where's he from?
He's from Philly.
Philly.
He's from Philly.
Ralph Frank, are you going to the ROH show?
It's pause.
I want to know.
If you are, take some pictures, dogs.
Somebody's calling you privately again.
Somebody looking for you.
Pause it. Pause the camera.
Good evening, Jobber Nation, and welcome to our 8th episode. 8 is my favorite number of our season 4. When are we ending this season, actually? Good question.
SummerSlam.
Oh, we're going straight through the summer. Heard you, bro. All right. Our 8th episode of our season 4 of the Jobber Tears podcast. As always, I am Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins and Mr. Black, and Leo, the teacher, is in the background with us this week. Leo started a new teaching gig, so congrats. Those teachers out there that watch the podcast want to give him some good tidbits and helps and shit that he should know about teaching. Hit him up or hit him up in our DM at the Jobber Tears podcast. But before we do open up Behind Gorilla's Position, I do want to give a little rundown of what's going on next week. It's a really long week for us, I feel like. So we have a special guest next Wednesday that will be joining the podcast with me and Mr. Black. So stay tuned to know who the guest will be. And then Friday, we will be once again co-sponsoring Battle Club Pros Unfinished Business in Brooklyn. It is actually, as the weather holds up, praise to the weather gods, because I think it'd be really dope for him. This is the second year Battle Club Pros try to do this. So let's hope and pray the weather holds up, that it is actually an outdoor event. So think of some like reminiscing of backyard wrestling kind of thing.
TNA did that.
When?
A while ago. They had it in Brooklyn.
Really? Oh, at Coney Island. Yeah.
They had another one in
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
But
When I said TNA, they said Impact.
Shit. Same thing to me. But we will all be there live and in color. We will also be assisting and revealing the Battle Club Pros new heavyweight championship. So we are honored and privileged to be there next Friday. So shout out to Joaquin and the whole Battle Club team out there.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Oh, happy belated. Speaking of birthdays, we are going to be soon celebrating Mr. Black's 30th birthday coming up. Once again, we will give more details for our 4th of July event, which is going to be Mr. Black's birthday bash celebration.
Hosted by Faye Jackson. Spoiler alert, guys.
I don't think we'll have a booty shaking contest, no.
I think we should.
Who's going to participate?
I don't know.
Y'all playing female friends?
I only really worry about me, myself, and I in that category, so I try to stick to myself. But
whoever wins get a date with Mr. Black. You know, you get the Uber.
Oh yeah, that'll be a good birthday present, like a good giveaway for you. Some dick for the night.
Why would I get dick?
But that's what it sounded like. I was like, what?
Son said you get dick for the night.
No, I don't mean you get dick. I mean
Why would I get dick for the night?
The girl get free dick for the night by like messing with you.
Quality dick. Too.
So now you hold him out?
Working dick.
Yeah, working dick.
I mean, I don't know about you.
Benefits dick.
Quality dick is good too.
Yeah.
All right. So stay tuned for more information on our 4th of July extravaganza. And then also,
probably just go home.
No, please. And then also, so that's Friday, next Friday, June 21st. And then Sunday, June 23rd at Stomping Grounds, our viewing party at Legends, being hosted by no other than 2 up-and-coming independent wrestling promotions here in New York City. So you have BCW and IWW, who both prospectively have shows the following week. So they're going to come out. They're going to bring some wrestlers in each prospective independent promotion. They're going to come out, support. They're going to push their shows. So please come out to the viewing party. What is I laughing at? Am I tripping?
This dude, Rob
versus
Faye Jackson, a broad panty match. Bring back the Attitude Era.
Wow.
Nigga's so nasty. Yup, grown man. I'll be 30. She getting that grown dick.
Wow.
Grown dick.
Shout out to my son D.
Wow. I'm just going to say wow.
I'm about to pass out if I see Faye Jackson shaking her booty in my face.
Yeah,
I'm about to go. Yeah, I might go like this.
Why did you just laugh like you was a 45-year-old nigga like ain't never getting no ass in the last 5 years? Like you laughed like you was that nigga at the bar at a college bar like with your Stevie J hands like who am I gonna fuck tonight? That's the laugh you just did.
Like if Faye Jackson does that, That's it. I'm done.
I don't think that would...
You would like that, right, Leo? What she just said he kissed you?
What type of shit you would...
She kissed me?
What you mean?
I'm probably like, I don't know. Shit. Hey, you know, so funny, I learned that 2 reasons why this week, and this guy nutted himself while a girl was kissing him in the movie theater. That was weird to me.
Niggas is still fucking in the movie theaters?
That happened to me when I was 17.
What?
Wait, what?
What you mean, what? Huh?
Yeah, like, you gotta explain yourself on this one, sir.
I was kissing to her. I was making out with her, and she was like grabbing my dick and shit. Then I busted it up in my pants.
What happened? It's normal.
I never asked me before.
Now you never busted in your pants?
Like I was dancing with a girl and I just bust nuts.
That's the same thing. Oh shit, that's the same thing. Breaking news. That is the same thing.
Not by kissing, but like by like dancing and shit.
My nigga, that's even probably worse.
How's that work?
Because first of all, like kissing, first of all...
that means you're working with nothing sexual.
Yeah, like first of all, he was already in the motions of getting like a hand job, blow job area type of situation, getting kissed. He's making out. You are dancing with someone. So that imagine someone dancing with you and then they just like grinding on you like, hey, and then they just start be like, hey.
That's
like,
a compliment.
What is that? That is weird. Like
That's
I would be
what's the question your booty on him like that?
I would be more weird at the fact that someone came like low-key on me by dancing than what he went through.
So don't dance on him.
That's weird.
You never had a girl nut on you by dancing?
Actually, no, I don't fuck with bitches, so actually I would not. Actually, I like niggas, so.
I'm just saying, look. I'm just saying, look, it happens. Is that a compliment for y'all women?
No, like I would be weird.
Like you feel like, it makes sense, all right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, like, yo, if you dance with a girl and I feel your dick get hard, she should be like, oh, man.
Like I feel like if I was 16, 17, I might take it as a compliment. As an almost 30-year-old woman, nigga, take your ass somewhere else. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, my thing is this: if you like them, it'll be different, right?
But it didn't even sound like he was fucking with her. Like, it just sounded like he was at a party.
Nah, I'm just dancing. Like, you dancing. Just like, nut. Like,
No,
So this like this. Yeah, you're Jamaican. You have no rhythm, son. Who dances like that? No, you're Jamaican and you have no rhythm. No.
doing?
I can't.
No. No.
can't think like.
Are you a fake ass Jamaican, son?
I could dance.
No, you can't.
Alright, let me show you.
Yo, I have a video of him dancing with some girl. Wait,
No, hold on.
The live, you gotta see this.
You don't got the
No, they're gonna see this. They're gonna see this.
What are you doing? Wait, whoa. Whoa.
That's when she's down on the floor and shit.
She's down on the, that was down on the floor?
What are you doing, son?
Getting down to the floor.
Oh my
You
god.
said you was the one hand to like.
I'm really glad the whole notion of like, if niggas can't dance, they can't fuck type of thing, because even though you can't really dance, you still be fucking mad bitches. So like, I mean,
Yo, Leo.
I just think it's
Leo, I can't
really,
get
I'm
some
glad
liquid,
you kind of debunked that kind of myth.
I fucked for half an hour yesterday.
Oh my God.
Can we start the podcast, guys?
Yes.
What's up, Snug says poor chair.
How about for all of us for watching that shit? Like, apologies, guys.
You really have no rhythm,
When I said
son.
you dance on something, you gotta go like, you gotta get it.
What are you doing, son? Stop. Stop.
Oh my God.
Stop.
All right, so we are going
You
to.
gotta do that dance again, though. You gotta do that dance again, though. I'm gonna laugh for it later.
This nigga said I wanna laugh at it later.
Come on.
You gotta like.
How you dumb niggas? How you dumb girls? Like that?
Whoa. Why is there only one me? Why is there only one?
Why are you dancing like that?
Yo, there's only one knee action though.
Gosh.
Yo,
All right. So, as we have comical, there's mad smiley faces on this live feed that's laughing.
Yo, this bad smiley.
I just said that.
I said no rhythm. I'm dead already.
son, you don't know how to dance.
That shit is wild.
All right, let's get
All
this.
right, so we are done with our comedy hour. We're gonna move right on to Behind Gorilla's Position, our opening segment, where our OMG moment of this week is: are we at the moment where we really can't see Cena anymore? Like legit. So Cena has been, in and out as WWE, here and there. I guess ideally that part-timer situation, and more recently, he's really just hasn't been on TV. Like he hasn't been to Saudi. He wasn't in the Royal Rumble. Like I've seen Taker more times than I've seen John Cena in the last probably 6 months. Yeah. So John Cena has been kind of in the space where he's thinking about hanging up his boots for good. Like he's thinking about retirement, which is it's bittersweet, I think. But with that being said, John Cena was just announced on, if you watch Monday Night Raw, that he's joining the cast of the Fast and Furious franchise, which I think is amazing. Low-key shout outs to The Rock, because if The Rock didn't do it, that door probably wouldn't have been open for Cena low-key. And then now he's also hosting Nickelodeon's Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, which just debuted this past Monday, and it drew 1.122 million viewers and ranked number 16 for the night in the 18 to 40
Raw ratings.
Right, for the 18 to 49 demographic. So he's doing a pretty good job kind of outside of wrestling. So my question to you guys to start off is, if this is the end of the Cena Nation era, what is the one, if he has one last match, who would you want to see it against?
Against Goldberg?
Okay.
I'm talking shit.
Yeah, I'm going to be like, don't you, we're going to talk about Saudi and Goldberg low-key killing himself. But yeah, no, seriously, all jokes aside, and guys that are watching the live feed, you can comment on the comments below, and those that are in YouTube land, you can comment below as well. If you could have your last John Cena match, who would it be against and why? I feel like I need to think about it. I created the question.
For John, I would like him to really go up against The Rock a third time.
Oh my God.
A third time against The Rock. Just finish
Well,
it off.
you know what? And it would make sense because they're 1-1.
Yes.
So when Rock won in
Yes.
Miami, he won he won in Miami, and then Cena won in New York.
Because unlike Goldberg and Undertaker, they can still go both in the ring. We have that conversation later.
Yes.
I think that would be that's a Legends match. where you have two gentlemen who can actually still go physically and are physically there and are in good shape, and both of them, unlike one of the people in that Undertaker and Goldberg match, take wrestling very seriously. So I would love to see them have that trifecta of a match. John Cena versus The Rock would be money. Money on so many levels. Like Undertaker's WWE's always talking about making that money, being mainstream. Imagine one more time to prove who's the best in the king of Hollywood. Ooh, who's the king of Hollywood? And they have WrestleMania in California. That's not going to happen anytime soon.
No, it might. They thinking about rumbles that I heard a few months ago. Because everyone knows that Tampa is going to be the host city for WrestleMania 36. But they're talking about the new stadium out in California for 37.
You see? Hire me.
So they're thinking about WrestleMania 37 in Cali, and then hopefully by then Vegas Stadium will be done.
Hire me.
And then the next year they're talking about going to Vegas.
Bars.
So
Bars. Creative.
It could be in the works.
Imagine.
I mean, I could
in Hollywood. Who's the king of Hollywood?
For the third time.
For the third time.
Whoop-de-doo.
Their matches weren't bad.
The one in the one.
It was better than Triple H and Batista. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
I mean, to be fair, Batista had ring rust, but let's leave it there. All right. Who would you say if Cena had one last match? Who would it be against and why?
Kofi Kingston.
Why?
Because, okay. We live in a world where, like, you gotta set precedent. You gotta set a statement. You gotta make it big. You notice that they're in Saudi Arabia. They do all these stuff matches. All their money talks. So, if you really want to change the market, shout out to Big Time Yaya. We talked about this. You can really set the whole wrestling scene in the right direction and be more people of color being the faces of your company. To really show that you're really in the right direction, you need to show that, all right, we're passing the torch onto this we're going to put our back onto Kofi. Because Kofi, to me, is the real people's champion compared to The Rock. The Rock was relatable for the time. He doesn't transcend to every generation. Yes, he's one of the popular stars ever, but he never really claimed to be really black. It was always a mixture, whatever. If you go back to Rikishi promo, Rikishi said for us, Islander boys. So Kofi is what every wrestling fan is. He is that DNA. This is why I said that he's the real people's champion of our time. So really set that precedent like, yo, we're putting his rock on his back to show that this is our face. And we'll go with him, Kofi. Because that's the real good way to really clash different generations of wrestling. You got Kofi is basically the hybrid of what every wrestler is. High flying, a little bit strength, a little bit this, that, third. John Cena is the last of everyone like, yo, I'm a brawler type and I could pick up niggas and that's it. So that will really set off like, this is the generation that we're going with. This is a black champion. So let's get the win. So Kofi would be one of the matches I want to see.
Okay, that's interesting. Is anybody saying anything on the live feed?
Someone said, my boy Quincy said, Randy Orton, the legend killer, put him out for good.
Jesus.
Destroying Cena. And then somebody else said that Cena destroyed Rock by taking him out of Fast 9.
Out of what?
Out of Fast 9.
No, because
time out.
Because
who said that?
No, because
this person right here named Leo is one.
Leo was you?
Is that you?
It's him. Shut up.
First of all, I'm mad you read yourself in the third person.
Someone said that Leo's freaking Leo, son.
No,
that was sneaky as fuck too. Because I was sitting here like, who said that?
Because he didn't take him out.
He didn't though. No, because Rock ended up doing the side movie doing a whole new franchise with the guy
Cobbs.
No.
Jason Statham, yeah.
So they're doing their own movie. So he didn't take himself, he didn't knock Rock out of that shit.
Because Vin Diesel wasn't filming him.
No, because he had beef with Vin Diesel and he had beef with Tyrese. The thing about it, The Rock is the biggest star out of all of them.
Right. So
and then when he came into the franchise, he grew the franchise bigger, and then the studio was like, "Yo, my nigga, you got us popping.
You need your own shit.
So let's do your own shit. See what we can do with that."
See, but what definitely is gonna happen though is Cena's definitely gonna be the biggest star out of when they
Real
go.
talk, I feel like The Rock got more popular because Fast and Furious is already an established franchise.
Yeah, but it wasn't as popping.
I'm gonna tell you. Hold up. I'm gonna tell you why the reason why he really pop. Because during that time, right? Let me really break it down, right? Fast and Furious, they rebranded the whole franchise. They restarted it. It wasn't the Fast and Furious, called Fast and Furious. That's what was going through the tunnels, this, that, and third. The second one was called Fast 5. And then the reason why everyone liked it because they brought back all your favorites. The Ludacris, Baby Boy, aka Tyrese. Brought back the Asian nigga because we thought the Asian nigga died, but he didn't because it's the prequel to Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, so, but then the Asian nigga did die.
Hold on. It was just like on some like, they brought all these guys together. It was like, yo, it was hype. It was hype around that. Putting The Rock in there, it was like on some like, girl, you put a song on this? All right, cool. Because The Rock was still in the grasp and still finding himself. Because during the time, like he just got off doing, I think that he just stopped doing, he had a lot of streak of bad movies. And Fast 5 put him on the right track to get more known, like, okay, we forgot how good The Rock is.
Yeah, no, that's actually not what happened. Because he did Fast 5. He also had G.I. Joe under his belt. He did it, and then also
G.I. Joe wasn't as big as Fast 5.
But yes, it wasn't as big because Fast 5 was a big franchise.
G.I. Joe is a big franchise too.
No, it's not as big as Fast. You just said it. It's still a big franchise. What I'm trying to say is that he was already popping, and he already turned around a bunch of franchises before that. That's what happened, and then his star started rising. Like everything just started coming together at one time. It was
kind of more like a domino effect because then he started doing Fast 5. And then, he probably got picked up for Jumanji. And then he got picked up.
Was way after.
No, but I'm saying that was the domino effect. So it was like, it started off with the Fast 5 shit. And then literally everything in between was Ballers. It was Jumanji. It was the show, now the shit with him and the other guy. Like, it was a domino effect. Right.
Yeah.
So.
It was like he came out of the game plan and during the Tooth Fairy. He was kind of like.
Enjoyed those movies.
You have to understand though, it was just like, it was kind of like, But the Fast 5 was the movie I was like,
well, no, it showed the level of how different he could be in character.
And you forgot how nice you forgot Faster.
And then the Rundown.
No, Faster was a good movie though.
Or what was the movie with him? And that was okay. I thought it was a ripoff of Remember the Titans, and I didn't.
It's different.
Really care for that.
The kids are in jail.
No, the kids are in jail. No, the kid the stories are different, but I just felt like it was too much resemblance of football wise and just it's just
Remember Titans is totally different vibe, bro. I see Remember Titans every day because my dad.
Yeah, I wonder if
my dad. Denzel Washington.
You just told me Sam L was your dad. Pick a father.
That's what it was. It was Race to Witch Mountain.
Oh.
Race to Witch Mountain blew him up.
Oh.
Because he
What's that?
It was this random Disney movie he did. And for some reason,
with the two kids,
and that shit
and then some galaxy shit.
That was the movie that took him to I don't know why that shit shot him
because it was a Disney and kid. It's the same thing with wrestling. You got to get the younger kids involved, and that's why they cater to them because the parents will take them.
Yeah, it was that and Journey. Journey was another movie both kids movies that he did before around right before Fast 5. So niggas was because both those franchises were struggling. They didn't do that, and as soon as they put The Rock in both those movies, nigga, the money went through the roof. And then he did Fast 5, and that was another combination of it where he was the highest paid. He was
grossing, he was on.
Because he just turned around 3 franchises in 1 year type of shit, within a year period. So that's what happened, and it's you're right with Fast 5. That kind of gave him but
it gave him a different platform because
but it also it's the same demographic. It's the same demographic as WWE.
No, yeah.
That watched Fast 5. So it was a huge thing.
I think, and that's why, even though you shit on Tooth Fairy and in the other movie, if he didn't do those movies, he wouldn't have probably even been casted for those movies.
I know.
So those things.
Nah, he probably didn't. No,
you forgot because that street. You forgot how good an action star is.
No, right, and that's the funny thing. That's the one thing I took away from Sam L's interview from Breakfast Club. If you haven't watched Samuel L. Jackson did a Breakfast Club interview today, so and YouTube Lamb on Wednesday. So check it out if you can. But it was the same thing Sam L mentioned, like in terms of Hollywood, like he just never. First of all, I didn't even know that nigga was a crackhead, so that threw me off all the way.
Oh, he's a mega crackhead,
right? But it was the crazy part was that he went to rehab, and then while in rehab, he got the role for the crackhead brother in Jungle Fever. So his doctors and stuff were telling him like, oh, you really shouldn't do that because it'll hit a bunch of triggers for you. But he was just like, nah, like this is my life. Like I can play this role. But what my point to him saying is he always said like, he just does movies that he actually likes. Like, so The Rock being a family man, being an action guy, like him doing family movies and action movies and him, you know, having that comedy line too, like when he used to do all of his promos and everybody thought that shit was the funniest thing ever.
Who?
Yeah.
That shit sucked.
Oh, that wasn't a good one. That's just like Scorpion King, because I really love the Mummy franchise, and I felt like after the second Mummy, I was like, and they didn't bring back Brendan Fraser. I was like,
he got in trouble today. The Rock.
What are you doing?
Because he posted a picture of his daughter in the pool naked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people get touchy-feely when it comes to kids and stuff, but it's just like that's his child, and if it's in his pool,
and it's also his culture, Polynesian culture, they don't wear bathing suits.
They don't wear bathing suits.
Nigga, it's the earth. Yeah. Nigga, feel the water against my naked body, nigga. But, you know.
That's so extra.
But then social media be like, niggas don't understand this shit.
Let's read that. But all right, guys. I like both choices, actually. Both choices make sense. I think.
The Rock.
I mean, I'm as much as it pained me to see Rock Cena 2, it makes sense the way you presented it. And it makes sense for you, too.
The King of Hollywood?
Yeah, I get it. But it makes sense for you too because it's that whole like passing the torch. It's that whole validation, and I think that's why Kofi's being put through, you know, the people he's going through to have that type of validation because everybody for a while was saying, talking about he's not wrestling, he's not this, he's not that. But it's just like, listen, everything happens at a time. If it was me, I mean, I'm still waiting for Rock Roman, so I wouldn't give Rock to Cena.
Oh, yeah.
I would. I don't know. I feel like if Kurt didn't fucking retire, that would have been my choice. Would have been Kurt Angle because it would have came full circle. And that was why I thought Cena should have been the one instead of Baron Corbin because it would have came full circle. But I still think if Kurt Angle came out for just one more match, I do think it should be to send off John Cena the way that he should be with ruthless aggression. But all right, let's move on and actually going back to Stomping Grounds. And before that, once again, Stomping Grounds viewing party presented to you by the Jabba Tears podcast, but hosted by IWW and BCW. So both prospective promotions will be there live and in color. You can ask them about their upcoming shows, which they prospectively have the following week. So once again, go to the Jabba Tears podcast Instagram page, Facebook, all of that jazz, Twitter, for more information and to RSVP because I really do think we got a lot of people coming out. Like, believe it or not, for this very repetitive of a pay-per-view. But let's talk about it, guys. So, ticket sales for WWE Stomping Grounds are not doing so well. Not surprised. It's in Tacoma, Washington. Okay.
Isn't Weston from there? No, he's from Seattle.
No, he's from Aberdeen, Washington. You gotta remember where people get announced, so you're like, okay, all right.
White City.
But Aberdeen is not too far from Seattle, I don't believe. But
that's not white.
But once again, as we've all been seeing the kind of pieces and come together for Stomping Grounds, it basically is a repeat of mixture of Saudi Arabia and what was the pay-per-view after Mania?
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. So it's like a combination of Money in the Bank and Saudi Arabia pay-per-view put into one with a whole bunch of rematches. So you have Dolph Ziggler and Kofi for the WWE Championship in a steel cage match.
I actually want to see that.
But I don't understand why it's in a steel cage. Like I would have rather 2 out of 3 falls, personally.
I think steel cage would be good.
But steel cage gives that gritty like Kofi, like because he be showing sides of like he's a nigga. So I get it, but
what?
Personally,
what?
Because
he be showing signs that he's a nigga?
Well, he be fighting. You ain't see him on Smackdown with him and Kevin Owens, and he just like mollywop the shit out of him, like out of nowhere.
He's fighting. What does that mean?
I'm just saying.
I remember the AJ match when he fought AJ in the gauntlet.
That too. Great example.
Fire moment.
So, but you have that in a steel cage. You have the rematch for the Raw Women's Championship. You have Lacey Evans versus Becky Lynch. You have Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin once again for the Universal Championship match. Will Brock Lesnar cash in? No, but we're just gonna keep acting like he is. And then what else do you have in the card? You have Bayley versus Alexa Bliss for the SmackDown Women's Championship, which to me makes zero sense, but whatevs. And
who's on the SmackDown roster?
Don't know say.
Exactly. Exactly.
But whose fault was that really?
Braun versus Bobby Lashley.
You have who? Bobby Lashley versus who?
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman again. You know what? Not for none of that arm wrestling shit. Even though people didn't like that, I actually enjoyed that. I'm not.
You know it gets mad views on fucking YouTube.
It low key reminded me of like an old school with British Bulldog, and I can't remember who the fuck he did it against. But it reminded me of It reminded me of Attitude Era on the low.
What are you talking about?
With Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley when they had the arm wrestle shit. I enjoyed it actually because I thought it was funny. But you have that as the rematch. So you have a bunch of basically rematches and people don't want to pay for shit they already done seen. So they have now WWE.com. If you go on WWE.com right now, there is a poll and they want to know from fans like all of us, basically how interested you are in each of the matches on the card. So you have extremely interested, you have very interested, you have somewhat interested, a little bit interested, or not interested at all. So they are actually now doing some market research, which I think an advertising brain of mine makes complete sense. But with that data, what do you do with it? So my question to you gentlemen is, do you think the market research will help WWE gain a different perspective on what the fans are really interested in?
No. You do market research for no reason. It's
what?
not everybody, the whole, what do you want to see WWE Network, da-da-da-da. What happened?
Nah, they changed some things on the network.
But
I'm not even gonna front on that.
listen.
There were certain things that I wanted to see, and I was like, oh, like
Okay.
that. Like when they added WCW Saturday Night, I was like,
Okay.
bet. When they added certain shows, I was like, all right, they understand what I'm looking for.
You have to listen. It's kind of like a job, right? You know, this is not Mr. Black talking. This is Yardy talking. At my job, we do surveys every so often, right? Does it change anything? No. WWE has literally Twitter. Every time you watch Raw, WWE Raw, you click on it, you see all the complaints. So you do a little poll. Who is it for? It's for your little tech guy, little nerdy, by the numbers guys. If they was really by the numbers, they noticed that certain hours dropped. This, that, a third. Simply, why are you doing this for? Just go on Twitter. Go in your that turn on the YouTube comments after years and years not having it. So look through that. So we doing all of this for what?
Because there are certain in not layman's terms, but there are certain algorithms and like just data wise to do a poll like that on their website. First of all, they're seeing who's going to the website. They're seeing they're collecting a certain amount of data that you can't really get from comments.
But you also got to understand is if you're not interested in a match, it's because you didn't put the work in for the match.
Exactly.
You didn't create the storyline for the match. Yeah, you're doing this, and I understand what you're saying, that business standpoint, algorithms, numbers, and shit. Mm-hmm. But if I see a match and it's like, I don't know who the person is, I'm not interested. So now you're giving that superstar or both superstars a short end of the stick because Johnny in fucking Tacoma or fucking Tommy in fucking whatever fucking middle America it is, or maybe Jacob in fucking New York City is like, I don't know who this motherfucker is. I don't care for this motherfucker because you didn't make me fall in love with this motherfucker. Or I saw this match already, which is majority of the fucking card.
It's the entire fucking card.
Yeah, so you're like, oh, I saw this already. I'm not really interested. So then you have somebody like, let's say for instance, Lacey Evans, who's not established. We'll get into her about it because I have some issues with her right now. Where you're like, oh, you know what? I don't care for this. And then WWE's gonna see this like, yo, you know what? Lacey's not selling.
Yeah.
Get her out of here.
I'll push her. Now she forced it out because WWE's not.
Because she's further down the card now because you didn't put the work in. Even though she's been on TV, she's a bad example. She's been on TV a lot, but in general, somebody might be put on that card, or Bobby, for instance. Bobby Lashley, you just said, I love that, what was going on.
Yeah, it was so random. But
it was so random, but you liked it, you enjoyed it, whatever. Somebody else be like, no, I don't want it. And be a lot of people where now Bobby's lower back on the card again. No, I don't know what to do with them. This is a prime example of what's going on. Is like
those two audiences, like
there's multiple audiences.
There's multiple.
I like splitting them up to make it very easier for both ends because there's always sub parties, but there's only two audiences. There's someone at my job, right? He said, what comment he said? I was just like, what? He said something about some current wrestler. He said, yeah, man, the product is great, this, that, and third. You have a lot of friends who's content with that. And I was just like, yo, this other wrestler, this AEW, you watching? Man, that was just so indie. The production was terrible. And it's our side. Where like we looking like, no, production was pretty good though because we saw it for what it is because we go to a lot of indie shows. So a lot of times, they're not catering to the ones that were really complaining. They cater to the ones who's paying their dollars. So they doing this poll, but they're looking at how much money is coming in. They're not going to really change much.
They're not, and it's not. And
that's our fault.
The thing is, at the end of the day, they made the first quarter. They made $181 million.
Exactly.
First quarter. They're on path to make close to $1 billion this year.
Yep.
People are still buying the brand. Middle America doesn't know about a lot of other stuff of that nature.
And that's awful.
This obviously. Hold on. This obviously is a nice thing to show, like, hey, what's going on here, blah, blah, blah. But the biggest problem is you're not creating stars or storylines that people care about. I've said this numerous fucking times, we're not fully engaged. We're in the era where everybody got ADHD. Everybody got ADD. It's like 5 seconds in, you're like, what? Boom. I don't care about this anymore. Where we don't care enough, and you're not making me care. And then I remember I posted this the other day. I said, TV is not dead.
No, not at all.
TV is not dead. People keep thinking that, people don't watch TV. No.
Exactly.
Okay, think about this. NBA Finals was on Monday, right? I didn't watch it. Their lowest ratings in fucking years, 2.14 million. Watch Raw. That's a lot of motherfuckers. But in their eyes, that is low. So obviously you have a demographic that's still watching you. Now imagine if you improve on what's going on. Yes, I understand this. What you said is fucking right. You have Twitter. You have every social media. You stroke your dick every fucking day. We have 1 billion followers on all social media. Nigga, you see comments.
That shit
you see your fucking Twitter. You see your YouTube shit. It's dead already. You don't need this. You already know what's wrong.
But the one thing I know about TV is Janelle White said this, right? And he was on the Van Laning podcast, very good podcast. He said something that was really powerful. He said, we live in an era where a kid cannot be the primary star in a primetime spot because it will narrow, because they feel like that narrowed the audience. So we live in a world where like the investors want certain stuff on television. This is why I feel like we will never get to the era where like it's gonna be how it was. Because let's say how that we're all on board investees, right? We have a certain large stock in it, right? You might get offended because you might be like kinda, oh my gosh, Alexa Bliss being on my screen, I'm not gonna support it, Next thing you know, they took off Alexa Bliss off the screen.
Well, that's a dumbass reason to take off somebody off the screen.
Hey,
they say dumbass things like that.
That's crazy.
And how about this? They said that Bobby Lashley is doing this thing, doing like what we like Bobby, like beating them walking Armageddon. They said a perfect world, your Russians out there. Yeah, well, that's all I'm talking about. Be on some real, I might be on some, oh my gosh. Bobby Lashley acts too thuggish. This is scaring me. Now they over here doing the booty monster.
Listen, if niggas ain't,
But it's invested. It's all about money.
If niggas ain't take Bray off right now, there's no excuse.
But the thing is,
it's our fault. What are we doing? We're not doing nothing.
It's not our fault.
We keep supporting the product.
I think
it's a dead product.
It's not all the way.
It's not a dead product.
It's not a dead product. But as far as
it's just not, it's not as entertaining to you as you want it to be.
Because it's not
for some people it is.
Correct.
No, it's very few people it is. Because if you really follow it, it's not. It's the thing about it. They lost engagement. That is the number one problem.
And my thing, and we'll move on. My thing with it is that everybody wants change, right? Change. We always talk about it every fucking episode, probably in real life.
Yeah.
The issue is, as humans, we have a problem with change too.
Yes.
So as you may really want change, and let's say change happens or it gradually happens, it still may not be good enough. It still may not hit. And that's my fear is that, yeah, they can change things. One, change does not happen overnight. And as wrestling fans, we are so impatient. We want things to happen. So, like, if we didn't like Raw this week, we want them to change something, and Raw next week should be the best thing ever. And that doesn't always happen.
Still with the logo black and white at the third hour?
Wait, what?
No.
See, inconsistency. But
what?
Did you know that Roman Reigns was in Hobbs and Shaw? Is in Hobbs and Shaw?
Yeah.
you're mad.
Yes, nigga.
Yes.
I didn't, because Rock is praising him right now.
You're like a whole year late.
I'm reading it right now.
Yeah,
You know what? Just continue.
When you look back at further episodes before, when we talked about that movie, we talked about how Roman was out with cancer and he was doing all that stuff, but he was doing the movie.
You read
so he tricked the cancer shit for doing
No, he didn't trick the cancer shit.
I thought he did, but he really
Yeah, low key, I thought it was a work tale, and I'm gonna kid you on that.
Yeah.
But no,
I apologize, Roman.
I don't.
I apologize.
WWE fucks with me all the time. Niggas be working me all the time. But anyway. So we're gonna go to our tweet of this week, and it is from.
The live always gets that. Somebody's like, "Bro, son, what?"
Yo, you gotta save the best shit for
stop
just
getting
there.
beat up by big girls.
Yeah, like it's just not okay.
In staircases.
Yeah.
That's why. Thank you.
So you fucked at a stairwell in the library?
That's what you did in middle school?
No, actually, it's not what I did in middle school at all.
No, I don't mean you. I mean like that's what everybody.
I don't come
No, actually, no.
Yo, the tweet of the week, guys.
Those staircase, I only went to the second floor.
Staircase is a little debatable. Staircase is understandable, but the library, like, nigga, how did you keep hush?
That's easy.
You don't have to make noises.
Exactly.
You're making noises for it.
So you covering bitches' mouth?
Yes. I've always been doing this.
I mean, don't feel a little.
He doesn't make noises.
At least he keeps the same energy.
Don't feel bad. I was on Jimmy behind the handball court.
Behind the handle?
Yeah, we ran train to her.
See, but that's
And she's
that's
a
a
man
little
now.
different. Wait, what? Wait.
She's a lesbian now.
No, she's a man.
No.
Like, she got a beard and everything.
Wait, is it better than yours?
Hell no. I be tight because like transgender people take a pill and they be having popping. I'm looking like
Because that's
you
hormones.
You don't count. That's cheating.
That's not cheating.
That's cheating.
It's you know what? Why did that go that way? Like, I wanna.
My son Snug said he got beat up by Baby D from next Friday.
Yeah, two of them. But I just want to know with you real quick, because we're going to go to the tweet of the week, but how did that go that way? Like, you talked about, so the bitch that took your virginity is now a transgender.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I don't care.
It's nothing to care about. It's not a big deal.
Like I don't care.
Any of the bitches you fuck transgender now?
No.
Okay.
Wouldn't be a big deal anyways.
Look, I'm gonna
That's
say
crazy,
this.
though.
I'm gonna say this. This is something I realized about my life.
Interesting.
Is I attract a lot of weird
Transgenders aren't weird.
people. Who said transgender was weird?
Don't-
Listen to my statement.
Yeah, but it could be misconstrued. I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah, I don't care. Listen.
No, I do care because we're not gonna say that about them here.
I'm going on to what I just said. Listen, I meet a lot of people with different walks of life.
Perfect. That's a perfect way of saying
A
it.
lot of weird people. A lot of people been through a lot of different situations. So a lot of times, this is why it doesn't bother me. You understand? Like, I mean, there's one girl I met, whatever. She used to do orgy party. She knew all the porn stars in the business. This was casual conversations to me. You feel me? You know, I know somebody who used to be I know somebody who used to be a pimp. You know, that's everyday life for me. You feel me? Like, you pimping, you slapping hoes. Shouldn't do that. Don't do it around me. I don't want to see none of that. You know?
You don't want to see that?
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
No. Anyway, no.
Like,
no.
Honestly though, like, I know niggas I know girls to this day still be sucking dick. And then,
I mean, that's not out of
the sucking dick.
norm, though.
Like, you know,
That's not.
they make a lot of bread. You know, they make porns, but they're still my niggas.
All right. So this week's tweet of the week goes to no other than the boss, Sasha Banks at Sasha Banks WWE.
Son said I lost my virginity to Young May. Yeah, Young Ma.
Oh, Young M.A.
What is Leo though?
That's mad for you looking for him. So Sasha Banks tweeted earlier this week a picture of her in the ring. And she put this quote, which I thought was very cryptic, but yet interesting, yet I had to bring it up today. Her quote was, "There was nowhere to go but everywhere."
So nowhere to go but everywhere.
Yeah. Sorry guys, there was somebody yelling in the background. It freaked me the fuck out. But with that tweet, PW Insider reported that Sasha Banks was in Orlando today. So in YouTube Land Wednesday, Instagram Live today. She was in Orlando filming content for the up and coming WWE 2K20 video game, which is very interesting. So in a sense, it seems like she's still with the company. There's been some type of resolution if she's filming content for the video game.
No, 2K is different than WWE. Like, this is why they're able to get like Goldberg and like certain wrestlers into the game, because it's kind of different. That's how they got Paul Heyman to write for it too. It's kind of a different division.
No, but I mean, it's still a WWE branded thing. So regardless, like they're not gonna put niggas that don't fuck with the company.
Like for example, right? Like for example, one of the stupid rules that they had, I think it was this one that was originally with THQ, and then the company was saying that don't put no videos of Triple H getting buried.
Debatable. You always just want to bury Triple H.
I mean, your boy
and
Triple
put him
H
in a negative light, but you know, neither here or there.
He's gonna be part of some kind of clique. Like you have DXD with that, but you won't be a Bullet Club member, right?
He doesn't want to be a Bullet Club member. It just so happens he's tagging with AJ.
Why?
Against the Good Brothers in Japan. Because that's just what it is.
Why not Finn?
Because Finn might have his own match. Like, you don't know. I don't know. But anyway, and if you don't remember hearing some rumbles back last month, in May, Sasha Banks did have a conversation with Vince McMahon. So once again, there's some talks, but once again, we haven't seen Sasha Banks on TV since WrestleMania 35. So my question to you gentlemen is, do you see Miss Sasha Banks coming back? And then the question, so if so, how would you have her come back? Would you have her come back good old face, you know, maybe helping Bayley out? Or do you see her coming back as that heel that we all fell in love with in NXT?
I don't care.
Why you don't care? That's like you saying I don't care about the women's division. Like,
listen, like I said last week, I'm the advocate for the women's division.
But you just sat here and said, I asked you about Sasha Banks, she was like, I don't care. Like,
you know why? She's gonna be hot for a couple of minutes.
But you don't know that. You can't always assume that.
Listen, man.
That's a part of the reason why the product is the way that it is, because people already have this, their mindset is already negative. Like, it's already like, it's going to be terrible either way. And you can't, it's like when you go into a job interview and you're like, well, this shit is going to be bad anyway, so why even go? But it could be the job of your life. So you can't always have that negative mentality, is all I'm saying.
No, it's just like, man, listen, man, for what? What? Like, I don't want to talk about this. You don't do her dirty like you do every other person's coming back.
But you don't know that.
Like, for what? For what? Like, to me, it's just like, oh, she comes back and then she's going to be hot for a little bit and then she's going to sizzle off and then you say, damn, I forgot that Sasha had a whole little beach situation. Listen, if you ain't if you're not Ronda Rousey, and if you're not, I'm sorry, it's just like, if you ain't a white woman in WWE, they ain't going to treat you right. Like, I'm sorry, it's just like, for what? For what? Like, this is tiring.
I don't agree
like,
with
yo,
that.
ever since, like, yo, the women's division is a joke. The women's tag, they fought so hard, it's a joke. I'm done talking about this. I'm done talking about Sasha Banks. It's not even her as a person. Just like, yo, that could have done so much. So much. Them going to NXT. They say, you know what? Let's have a match with these girls, son. They're going to NXT UK, traveling the world. They could be on something special, but like, you know what? Let's have a tournament where NXT, because NXT winner going to face Sasha Banks and Bayley for the tag team championship. They could be on something for the side to say, you know what? Let's substitute for the Saudi Arabia event. Let's get more NXT people out there. No. So, regardless what they do with her, son, she could come out with Snoop Dogg, with Jesus Christ, Moses, this, that, the third. She could come down with the most, like on some Rihanna body, all that, get extra thick again, super nice in the ring. Somehow down the road, within that first couple of months, they're gonna make her into a joke because they don't view her as a high star. Just like with Dean Ambrose. You know, I felt bad for that dude, Dean, son.
Why?
Because you know why? I always felt that he was always held back. always seen it as a joke. Because you know why? Vince saw him as a joke.
Well, I would say fans took him as a joke too, but
because
that's
it's
neither
what
here nor there. No, it is also a fan accountability as a fan. Like if you're gonna be a fan of the product, be a fan of the product. But there were people always saying like Dean's title run wasn't shit.
It
Dean wasn't this. Dean wasn't that.
It wasn't.
To some people it was. To some people it wasn't.
No. Like
the fact that nigga got Money in the Bank and cashed in. I'm sorry. That was the highlight for me.
Like the fans, like we all took fans at the joke because what they presented to him. Now, this other guy
but
looks
it's the
like
same
him.
way. Like
No. This other guy look like him. John Moxley. You see how?
It's the same nigga.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
It's like saying that the Rock sharpshooter the same thing as Bret Hart sharpshooter.
A sharpshooter is a sharpshooter. We've been through this again.
Different power levels.
We've been through this again.
So
same move.
John Moxley with the poom poom shorts and all of that. That man, how the advertising was good. It's all about the little stuff. You see how now everybody taking that man John Moxley seriously? It's all about how you present somebody. Now Sasha Banks is a joke because every time she gets a championship, what happens? She loses like that.
But the same can be said with Charlotte when they went back and forth too.
And who fault is that? WWE. Like, regardless, yo, listen. You know why the whole Heath Slater thing worked so well? Because Heath was allowed to do certain stuff and didn't take it as a joke. And he put his own little emphasis onto it. You felt him. My son said, yo, I don't want to do this, but I got kids. And
that was a part of the gimmick.
Hey, it worked. Little stuff.
Because it was a part of the gimmick.
So, you talk about the whole Sasha Banks in the women's division. Into the women's division, it's taken more seriously, like they do it over the Impact.
Impact's women's division, that's a very different.
You know, they do it over there at Battle Club, these other promotions.
A very different.
Seriously. So until then, like, I could be on some like, oh shoot, about to be a little hardcore match. Oh shoot, let me see this. I'm sick of tag team matches. Oh, Naomi versus Thing, just because for the number one contendership match, make it more seriously. Like, yo, the Icons have to defend the titles, but yet you're tag team champions. I forget the women's division, the women's tag team division existed.
Well, I have my own opinion on the tag team, so.
You got the Aki Warriors on the bench. Doing what? Come on,
trying to figure out how to present them, because if you keep throwing them out there, you're not going to take them serious. Just like you just said, if you don't present somebody a way where they can be taken serious, you're not going to take them serious. So for them to throw them out with Paige out every week, that shit wasn't taken serious.
So
why keep putting them on?
The tag team tournament.
With who? Now you're just putting random people together to be a tag team, and that's why I've always said that a tag team women title should have never really happened until you had enough bodies that it made sense. That from the beginning was probably not the best idea.
Okay, so Sasha has to come back, first of all. She's on a fucking contract. She signed a new contract for, I think it was 3 to 5 years. She has to come back. She has no choice. Then she's going to sit out for the fucking rest of the contract. And then they might even put her on another 2 years just to fuck with her. She has to come back. Point blank, point period. To go off about the women's division, the problem is they put everything on Ronda. The women's division messed up because everything was put on Ronda's shoulders.
It was the same way with Roman before he
That's what I'm saying.
Out.
That's what I'm saying. Hold on. That's what I said about this one with WWE. They keep putting it on one person. You cannot do that. As soon as Ronda left, shit went to shits. Now, hold on. And also the reason why is because Sasha was in there. Sasha is taken seriously, very seriously, because they have no choice to take her seriously. She's the most technically sound woman on that roster. They have to take her seriously. The problem is they don't want to give her the complete green light to be the mega superstar in that division. That is the problem. When it comes to presentation, it goes both ways. It goes with the audience, and it also goes with the WWE creative team. Mm-hmm. Their job is to present you something, and to give the wrestler something to present to. Then the crowd has to take it in and do something about that. Sure. Sasha has always been presented strong, but never strong enough. The Women's Royal Rumble. She was presented very strong, but never strong enough. That is where Sasha is. Sasha Banks has always been presented strong, but never strong enough. All the top people have been presented strong enough. That is Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda. Strong. The problem with Sasha, and I understand what Sasha is, they're dangling a fucking carrot in front of her face. I'm not the biggest Sasha fan. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the biggest Sasha fan. But I've said it before, I'll say it again. She has crossover appeal, and they never present her strong enough. She is literally the Elias of the women's division, minus not having plus having titles. Where you're a star, but for some reason there's a hump you gotta get over, and you all right with the title. That shit is like 2 weeks, my niggas. She has like a month and a half, whatever, of reigns. Mm-hmm. And hold on. And I get what people say. People always say the title doesn't make the person. It's an accessory. That's in pro wrestling world. We're talking about sports entertainment. We need to see the difference in that. That title means a lot more in WWE than it means in a lot of other places. Having a title and having a long title reign and having a good title reign, because that's the problem with Dean Ambrose. His title reigns weren't considered strong enough and very lackluster.
But then again, it's also with like the whole let's go back to the John Cena effect, because I always say that John Cena pushed so strong that no one else came from above that. Because honestly, Kofi could have been champion during then. But it's not. It's a whole different ballgame. No, hold on. Hold on. Wait. Because it's just like, I just feel like no one else really came up.
No, but the thing about the women's division can have a solid 6 to 8 women that could be stars, superstars. And the problem is, what happened? I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. Ronda came in. Fine, you already have your superstar. So they're like, okay, who's gonna go up against Ronda? We put Charlotte right there. Then Becky comes into the picture, and by accident. She becomes the superstar because one thing that the fans did, they're like, we don't fucking fuck with Charlotte anymore. We want Becky.
But here's the thing though, and this is why I get upset. Oh, Ronda made the division.
No, she didn't though.
Ronda came onto the division after it got popular on its own.
She didn't.
It was popular on its own, but Ronda took it over the mountaintop. And nobody gives her full credit.
No.
Because of wrestling, hold on, you may give it, but wrestling fans don't give Ronda full credit on this. Because when she came in, she was like, women aren't main event in WrestleMania, I'm going to change that. Yes, they were popping. Yes, they were getting full match times. Yes, they were doing a bunch of cool stuff. Their matches at NXT TakeOver were matches of the year type of shit.
It was, yeah.
But the thing about it, Ronda took it to the next level. Point blank, point period, to go back, Sasha got to come back. And the problem is, they need to stop booking her not strong enough. That is Sasha's problem as a character. Her hair is black now. To go off what you said, how should they book her? Book her as a badass. You know what? Let's lean into the fact she said, fuck you to the fans and fuck you to WWE. Let's lean onto that. You dyed your hair black? Keep your boss mentality. Now you a boss bitch. Don't use that word, bitch, but it's PG, but use that boss up to the fullest. What it is right now, they need to start booking Sasha Banks strong. Not strong.
So my issue, and we'll move on. So like I told you guys, my issue has always been like, it's a numbers game. And as much as history, you can never take Bayley and Sasha away from being the first ever women's tag team champions. But the moment you have that type of belt where now you need 2 people, you are now sucking the life out of one title that's supposed to be your main title. And then 2, now you have 2 different titles and 2 different brands. So the number of people that could go for it, you're going to recycle the same people.
But now. My brother said something very intelligent. The title was supposed to go across all brands. So now you have WWE SmackDown. Hold on. WWE Raw, WWE NXT, WWE UK. You have signed so many women into these multiple divisions
that are not on TV.
But that are not on TV, so you know what? This is a chance to do something. This is a chance to really work at it. But the thing is, like you said, and like you said, they never respected that WWE Women's Tag title. It was basically what it is. It was like, Sasha, shut up. Shut up. You're outside my office every day. You know what? Here's your title.
I just feel like in general, though, they don't respect women.
They do.
Let me finish. The fans, though. Because, honestly, I told to some dude at my job, right? He's a typical, I watches WWE.
He's a casual fan.
Right. And then he was just like how that, yo, why they have Nia Jax on screen? Look at this big fat girl, blah, 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 this, that.
Nia Jax is beautiful and delicious.
And I'm looking
Nia, call me.
That's how I'm looking like how that, yo, what do you mean? I don't want to see this.
Call me.
This, that, or third. I want to see a certain type of woman on screen.
Well, A, he's ignorant. B, he's still stuck in 1996.
And my point is,
and
how many other people think like that?
Well, people are going to be ignorant. And once again, it goes back to change. It goes back to that. Because no one, just like people, you want to say no one gives Ronda the credit and blah, blah, blah. No one gives Nia the credit that she deserves too.
I told her all the time.
No, but I'm just saying, people don't give Nia that credit because she brought forward issues of body issues. Like, imagine me as a kid being 10, 11, 12, loving wrestling, and me being the size that I am, and niggas is looking at me like, well, why? Or how? Or like, you know what I mean? So it's not that WWE doesn't respect women. It's not even there are just particular fans that are ignorant to the fact, and they don't like change.
And I just feel like,
because it's the same fans that don't consider what Nia has done, what Ronda has done, how each of the girls have played a role in the change. They won't acknowledge that. Therefore, they then complain that there's no change.
But I just feel like this way. It's just like
weird.
You have all this program you could do. Right? They're not having the All Females Evolution pay-per-view. Don't know why.
Because it didn't sell.
Well, no. Well, it was sold out.
It didn't sell. It didn't sell enough. They had lowered the ticket prices.
Yeah, because I definitely bought
it.
But I feel like it's one of those things that
but they didn't advertise it.
But no. Well, it was hard because you had Saudi, you had that, and then you had
exactly,
which is why Stomping Grounds is not doing good.
Correct.
Another reason why Stomping Grounds is not doing good. But
Stomping Grounds is going to be shitty anyway because they took away Backlash name, they put Stomping Grounds name on it, which I kind of like Stomping Grounds.
Legends called me, random though. Legends called me. They're like, "Yo, we didn't buy pay-per-view for Backlash." I was like, "They canceled it." Are you sure? It's on their calendar. They canceled it.
They renamed it. So that was the change.
No, it was supposed to be this Sunday.
It was, but I told you, everything shifted. Everything for the rest of the year ended up shifting because of Saudi Arabia.
And it's just like, overall, shout out to Skinny Crab. He said, you forgot about Piggy James. They made fun of her weight, and she wasn't even that big.
Oh, Mickey James.
Yeah. You know what? Let's touch on that before we move on. Yo, shout out to Skinny Crab for that one because, like you said, it's a good point you raised. Majority of the fans are men. Let's just put it at that. If you look at all, because I read our demographics and that follow our page, it's 80% men that follow the brand. Now, you are 100% right. That Mickey James would do some shit because she wasn't even big, and they were coming at her.
She was a size 13.
Well, in society,
not even 13.
She was a size 13. She might be smaller than that.
I'm a size 10.
But you have to realize, in society, in layman's terms, that shit is plus size.
Wait, time out.
Look at the fans. Not every white man appreciates.
Wait. Time out. This has nothing to do with the podcast right now. I'm sorry to interrupt. For every motherfucker that's making fun of Mickey James and Nia Jax, I could put $100, 70% of their girlfriends and the girls that they are sleeping with is big.
Mad big.
I can almost guarantee you that. You middle America motherfuckers, I got mad love for you because I fucks with a lot of y'all, but I bet you your girl is big.
Pretty sure.
So there's no reason to this.
Like she look like the table size, like she's just shaped.
Wait, what? Wait, did you just say somebody's table size?
She's table size, she's just shaped.
She's just shaped. You have no shape. It's just shape.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Tugging them down.
I ain't gonna lie. I like a pretty face chubby chick. Don't get me wrong.
It's facts. I can validate.
Oh, Natalia.
What about Natty?
Natty's made fun of her weight.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying. Like everybody has this like connotation. Not everybody, but there was always this cloud over the women's division. Like you had to be a certain. Like look at Stacey Keibler. Everybody was Google Gaga eyes over her because of her long legs.
She's pretty hot though.
And she was skinny.
She's mad pretty.
And to me, I always feel like, oh, that's cool and all, but and that's why I will always give higher. I will always give higher praise because she was tall though. It's not her fault. I will give always higher praise to Nia Jax because to me, out of anybody, and it's just for me personally as a wrestling fan, she made the most change out of anyone in the last 5 years.
But it had to be like the one with Karma. But hold on, if you look at Charlotte, there's a picture of Charlotte that's out where when she started in NXT,
she was skinny as hell,
and how she looks now.
Who she look interesting in NXT,
and it's all because they were forcing women to make sure they were.
That whole body issue for was it Nike?
Yeah.
So she had to kind of like tell people like, listen, this has been my journey. Like,
I mean, it's
stuff
just like
that.
Dave Meltzer was like with the one of the iconics, like you get
Uncle
too
Dave.
chubby, this, that, and third. It's like it's just like my thing is this way. Listen, even with God's just set up beauty that you have to be a certain way for middle of America for these corporate dudes.
Do you want us to do this one?
I'll do it on the page.
Okay, cool. So let's move on to our Raw and SmackDown recap. I like how we got into body issue. We always end up doing this. But we're going to start with the Super Show Showdown that happened this past Friday. Thanks to anyone that came out to Legends. We did have a small little free part. Yes, Leo.
You see how shit Braun Strowman is?
You said what?
And how he can jump around.
Yo, you getting hard over.
Yo, you know who's...
You love Braun Strowman.
Low key,
you love white men too.
that triggered me because that reminded me, like, I mean, no bullshit in the way they handling Lars though. But did you see Lars's hop on Raw, like in Gorilla? I was like, God damn, this nigga can hop like pretty high for his height and his size.
Who, Lars?
Yeah.
Lars is actually athletic. I just think he looks.
Yeah, nah,
horrible.
it's just I want
he
more
has
from him.
the George Jefferson hairline. Like, yo, bro.
Like you.
No, but his is worse because it's like it's legit. It's middle, but it's like, yo, you have the 3 o'clock shadow. Yo, get rid of that shit. Like, yo, grab a razor. Keep it in your bag and shave your head every 2 to 3 nights,
but see,
bro.
like niggas like him, niggas like Kevin Owens, niggas like Samoa Joe, like those,
That's
I love some. No,
That's
nothing.
sexy
No,
fat.
but I'm
That's
saying
sexy
like
fat. Sexy
you
fat.
by look, you're like, oh, this is a big slow nigga. But athletically,
That's sexy fat.
they are probably some of the
sexy
most
fat.
athletic, technical wrestlers they got on the
You
roster.
have to understand, like, you don't lose your athleticism just because you get big.
No, he's always like that. He's like that.
He's been like that
Like
He
forever.
does that on it when he goes shooting
Who?
on Braun.
Yo,
Oh, you still talking about Braun?
No,
Braun's
son.
an athlete.
Yeah.
Son,
Braun is a strong
he's a
man.
fucking
Snug
beast.
says the hairline got stage fright. Talking about
What the fuck?
Who, Lars Sullivan? Lars Sullivan looks horrible.
He looks. You know what's crazy? He's young, but doesn't look it at all. I mean, that's just white people.
Horrible. No, it's not white people. It's just him.
I mean, listen, you don't lose your athleticism just because you get big.
Because Drew McIntyre looks amazing.
You don't lose it.
He looks
Well, do you
hot,
see
but he's
Braun
older though.
on-
Like I'm pretty sure Lars is younger.
Like
than
I
he
only
is.
seen him all because I follow Braun's Instagram.
Of course
and
you do.
He showed that.
Wait, who?
He did.
Braun. He loves Braun.
Oh
So
my
he did
god,
the
I like
clip
Braun
on his
too.
Instagram. He's like, look what I can do. I'm not just big, but I'm nice.
You got your dick
No,
on,
he's
right?
agile.
No, you
Oh.
have to be able to move.
But you
in
have to
wrestling.
be able to move.
You have to be able to- you have to-
because
you have to do
it's more of
gymnastics.
like a technical thing, but it's also so like people like safety wise, you know how to move. Because even if you're not that a high flyer, you gotta know how to handle a high flyer.
And then,
Period.
it's like that's why certain guys, bigger guys, don't last if they can't move right.
Why didn't the break how we never last?
Poor Andre though, Andre the Giant. Oh.
He was
That's one of my
tough.
favorite documentaries.
That's what it was a different
I'm not
era.
gonna lie.
It's a different era.
That's by
They
far one of
didn't do
my
anything.
favorite little
But
things
yes,
to
we
watch.
talking about Saudi.
But we're talking about the Saudi
We have to?
showdown.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was
real quick.
trash.
I think there were some good points. I think there were some low points.
Okay, so let's
Just
just
to the main event.
let's just cut the shits. Let's just cut the shits.
I mean,
first and foremost, it wasn't a bad pay-per-view. It wasn't a bad pay-per-view in general. It was like a great house show. That match between Triple H and Randy Orton, way too long.
I didn't even see it yet.
Way too long.
Whatever.
It was way too long. Now, let's cut the shits.
Let's go.
Undertaker versus Goldberg. This match is everybody's fault that was involved in this match.
Once in a lifetime.
No, it was everybody's fault. It was everybody's fault involved in the match.
I think it's still cool.
Undertaker, first of all, don't even bullshit. Undertaker, no. But if you cannot even, I wasn't crying, I was at work, and I didn't even see it until we was in the play, and I saw your intermission. But I don't give a fuck what anyone says because Undertaker carried Goldberg.
Hold on. And that's my issue with that. First things first. Those Saudi fans, it's their fault too. Because they wanted it.
But Paul,
wait.
I'm glad they got all the higher Saudi guys out of the front row and gave it to like actual people that enjoy wrestling because that shit kept me captivated. I was like, okay, they're into it. Yeah, but hold on, it's their fault, but it's not their fault. No. They're still in 2005 and 2007. Oh, wait.
So they're behind. They're behind.
Way before that.
Now, number two, whose fault is this? Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Vince, you're a genius in many ways, but you weren't a genius for this match. And I'll tell you why. Number one, you called Goldberg like a month before this match started. Do not give me that shit. You called him earlier than that. A month before this match is supposed to happen. Then you expected Undertaker to carry Goldberg in that match. Granted, The Undertaker is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
Goats.
One of the goats.
Goats.
This nigga's old. Very old. And he's not in the same shape that Wait. He's not in the same shape that he was before. He is not in the same shape that he was before. Now.
He's definitely better than when he
Hold on.
Roman in Orlando.
Hold on. I'm going to say this. But Roman was younger. Roman knew what to do, so they can both work with each other.
But no.
Wait. They can both work with each other. The problem with this match was Goldberg, I swear, sister's life almost. That nigga did not prepare for this match. And I'm going to tell you why I knew that. As soon as he did those two spears, this motherfucker was out of breath. This motherfucker was out of breath. Then, before you even get out into the match, you're bleeding because you knocked your head into the fucking wall.
But then again, I say it this way.
Wait, hold on. Because you ran into the fucking pole. And then now you expect Undertaker to carry the match. Undertaker trying to stop the match right then and there. But you continued the match. And then you try to jackhammer Undertaker and you almost killed the nigga.
Almost killed my nigga, yo.
Then Undertaker tries to tombstone power drive you and he almost kills you because you're too groggy to hold on to him. Now, why I blame Undertaker? You're fucking up your legacy. You are absolutely fucking up your legacy. And I love Undertaker. You're fucking up your legacy. You should not have done this match. Because now it's like the other side of the match you did, that shit was garbage. Yet you still did it. Everybody involved is to blame in this match. Every single person. This match shouldn't have happened, and Goldberg is the biggest one to blame because you know what? I know you didn't train for this match.
But shout outs to Matt Riddle who gained a fan over the past week because your tweets, bro, have made my entire existence.
Because he loves wrestling.
And I never understand, and I'll let you speak in a second, but I've never understood, like, there are some real fans that be like, oh my God, I love Goldberg. Goldberg is like he's my goal. And it's like, how? What are you talking about? Like, Goldberg's best match, and I mean, it's debatable, but Goldberg's best match was definitely against DDP for that world title. And DDP carried him the entire fucking match.
But that's the problem.
And then you have, once again,
He's still a draw.
Fake ass streak that you wanted to proceed. Cool story, bro. But I mean, he's a draw to a certain extent. I get it because he's one of kind of like the last of the Mohegan Sun in WCW, so I get it. But it's like, the match could have definitely been different. I think if Goldberg didn't fucking concuss his own
but the thing is, you can't. The thing is, he's not ring shape.
I mean, I was saying this about Goldberg.
Oh yeah, tell us more.
He never was a ring technician. He was a guy that literally got embarrassed. No shade to William Regal, that's my son. William Regal's embarrassed you. They basically had to give him say, yo, don't do all this, wrestle him. Yeah, he tried to wrestle him again. It was a joke. So What do you expect for a guy who's never was a technician? You never needed to be a technician.
Taker is not a
But
technical
Taker
wrestler.
know how to put in the blanks.
Yeah,
Taker matches was more than 5 minutes.
Yes, and the thing is, you can't carry somebody that's already out of ring shape. That's not a technician. Like, yes, Roman can carry you through a match because Roman knows how to wrestle. I don't give a fuck what these motherfuckers tell you.
And like Roman's a student of the game.
Yes.
Goldberg wasn't.
Goldberg like literally come in off the football field.
Off of the Atlanta Falcons football team was like, I'm here, Ted Turner. I am here.
Who's training? Like, yo, everybody who came from that WWE powerhouse, power play was terrible. Look at the Giant. Terrible.
No, that wasn't terrible though.
The Giant was terrible.
No, I don't agree.
You can't. I'm not giving people the biggest blame, and I feel bad for
the Giant, not the big shit.
I feel bad. I feel bad for Goldberg because he tried and then he passed out
and epically failed.
He had to get carried out, but
Goldberg never evolved.
He never evolved, never got better in the ring. But the thing is, he never had to.
Never had to evolve.
Because his matches were literally, I remember, spear, jackhammer, you're done.
Yeah.
3 minutes. And don't get me wrong. Eric Bischoff sold that shit. He packaged that shit so well.
He gave niggas that shit on a silver platter.
So that's why we thought he was unstoppable.
And niggas ate that shit up every fucking week on Monday Nitro.
Because they never exposed him. They never had to expose him.
But you know what? I mean, as much as I'm not a Goldberg fan, clearly, as you can see, but I will always say the way that they did that nigga dirty when he got tased. When Scott Hall tased him and he lost that title to Kevin Nash.
Yeah, we all knew that. Everybody says that.
That was by far the most fucked up thing you could do.
Kevin Nash, I remember watching. We watched it together. Kevin Nash said that.
The most fucked up thing you could do.
Kevin Nash said that. It was
outside of Hogan wanting, outside of Eric Bischoff wanting Jeff Jarrett to lay down and let Hogan pin him.
Yeah.
Against his will. Those two are the only two, like, the real fuck ups at WCW. Else is like, whoa.
Barnyard Commando said legacy isn't threatened. Was Ali's damaged by losing to Larry Holmes?
No. Because the reason why Undertaker shit is fucked up, because you broke kayfabe at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
No, it's not fucked up, but it takes little hits if you keep doing this. Right now, your legacy's still intact. Undertaker's legacy is still intact. But if he keeps up these types of matches, it takes a hit. Like Undertaker's turning to Vince Carter.
Well, this is last. He said next year is just.
Hold on. Where you still got love for them, but you're seeing a shell of themselves. But legacy-wise, when you keep seeing somebody a shell of themselves.
But I feel that Vince Carter's a little bit different because he's like everyone's grandfather.
Yeah, but the thing about it though, he's. Hold on. I'll give you an example. Michael Jordan.
We went to the Wizards.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. Even though statistically speaking, he had a good time there. But people always look at that season as a throwaway season that we shouldn't be talking about that.
Yeah, we don't talk
and
about
the thing is, that's because what happened? He retired, and then he comes back.
But Taker never retired.
Technically, he did. You had a retirement match.
He did not.
You had a retirement. You broke kayfabe and kissed your wife.
Yeah.
Taker never breaks kayfabe.
So the fact he broke kayfabe.
Shout out to Sam for pointing that out. He never breaks kayfabe. You kiss your wife after the match. You put everything down.
And he went to the Cleveland Arena.
And the thing is, he tried to leave. Yeah. My nigga tried to leave. Yeah, and then Vince was like, nah.
No,
what are you doing?
No, I told y'all niggas though. I feel like he did all that and he wanted to leave that in the ring. And I told you he got that new hip. Right after the Roman match.
It was Vince. Vince was like.
And after that.
Nah, it was Vince.
That nigga got a reboot. So.
No, Vince was dead ass was like, yo.
Listen.
What happened?
Somebody said that Undertaker is dirt.
Okay.
I would say more Tim Duncan.
No.
Maybe.
No.
Nah, he is like a Jordan type of thing where you keep playing, you're gonna hurt your legacy, and that's where he's at.
Yeah.
But I think it's at a point where it could be a 50-50 thing because I feel like Taker could be like no.
But the thing about he would have to go
like
against.
If Taker ain't really fuck with Vince and ain't really wanted to get back in the ring, he would have when he would have did StarCast. He would have did all the shit he was signed up for.
Do you know who Vince McMahon is?
But that's what I'm saying.
Hold on.
If he didn't fuck with or respect Vince on that level, trust him.
Wait.
If he didn't trust Vince McMahon, he wouldn't have dropped out of that shit.
It's not even that. Vince is that ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend that keeps coming back around. You're like, yo, I'm done with you. And they come back around like, yo, come on, let's come on. And every wrestler says this. Vince will mind fuck you. And you know what Vince did to Undertaker? He mind fucked him.
He's a Virgo.
He was like, yo, you know what? Let's come back. We'll figure something out. And I bet you, I will put money on this shit. Vince cried.
Yeah.
Vince cried, and then Undertaker was like,
why not cry? But I mean, I think
like $5 million for a couple of dates.
Why not? If it was you,
here's some money, throw it out. And then Undertaker's like, you know what? Like you said, I fuck with Vince. This is my home. You know what? I'll come back. But he still mind fucked him.
If he didn't trust Vince with his legacy, he
still mind fucked him.
But you know, who doesn't get mind fucked these days? All right, let's talk about Raw and SmackDown real quick.
You know
Good morning.
What I'm gonna say.
But actually, Raw was not that. It wasn't that bad. Like,
it's the same people I see every week.
Who else are you gonna see? Who else are you gonna see?
You could just have a throwaway match with Bobby Lashley versus.
Why are we entering throwaway matches for what?
Hold up. Bobby Lashley versus
Daddy?
Who's Daddy?
Like, you know what it is? I'm sorry. We have matches to have matches. There's no, all right, if Bobby Lashley wins, they'll put him in the race for the number contenderships. There's no more contendership matches. There's no more like, why am I watching this match?
But the thing is that just because you didn't get it this week does not mean you're not going to get it.
For example, Cesaro versus Ricochet for 3 weeks in a row. What did that lead to?
Cesaro getting injured?
Well.
So it's what
now.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, and
it's
the same argument we had with last week. Like, you see it 2 weeks in a row. I'm pretty sure that if you watch each match, I'm pretty sure you're gonna point out some different shit.
But listen, what's the end game?
Well, so
they didn't set Ricochet or one of them to go into the contendership.
Well, no, it set up that this is gonna be the group of people that's going to eventually, one person's eventually going to get a U.S. title. Just because you didn't get a number one contendership match this week to get a title next week, but you didn't have it right now.
That's what SmackDown.
That's why they did this. They did this to create a platform of these are the people we're considering for the U.S. title. And then let's get them in a tag team. And then because that's just ideally what they do.
And this is what it always comes down to.
This is exhibition matches. These are exhibition matches, and they boost up your points.
Because you have to see who actually has the chemistry. It's just like with house shows. At house shows, they do certain matches, and it's to see how the crowd reacts.
Again, you're having the same people going at it over and over again. You could have mixed it up. You could have been on something like, you know what? Let's mix it up. Let's get our Swiss Army tool. Let's get our Swiss Army knife. You know, let's get The Miz versus Ricochet. Switch it up. You still got both of them on TV.
Why would that make sense?
No, I'm just saying that if you want to see who goes good together, mix it up every week. If you want to use the same people,
that's the point of a tag
mix
team,
it up.
No,
mix it up. Like for example, you could have put Samoa Joe versus Cesaro. You could have put Bobby Lashley. Oh no. You could have put Bobby Lashley. You could put Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens. You could have put Seth Rollins versus, you know what? Let's spice it up. Let's see how Cesaro will go in the main event slot. Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. You could have put.
But Cesaro is not in a title.
No, I'm just saying this. Just throwing it out there.
No, but I'm saying, but the thing is when you do that and you have it and you're looking at it in a lens of a booker.
That, but I'm not saying that the fact is this way.
It doesn't make sense.
If you're going to use the same people, switch it up.
But the switch up has to make sense. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying. I'm saying.
It doesn't make sense.
But it has to make sense. If you're looking at TV and it's a story. And if the story doesn't make sense, you're not going to be interested in it.
Okay, but let me ask you a question. These guys, what's the reason why that Kirk Hall and Zack Ryder has not been defending their titles ever since WrestleMania?
You have to ask them, but they defended it, and now we got new Raw Tag Team Champions.
Okay, It's the same exact things. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. And y'all make excuses for it.
No, but it's essentially not the same thing. Like,
yes, it is.
You just said if it's the same thing, you would have seen. Like, I get the Ricochet and Cesaro thing. You see it for 3 weeks straight. I get it. Cool.
Ron versus Cesaro. Cedric versus Ricochet. Joe versus Ricochet. 3 different same people you have right here in a different format.
But just because you didn't get it this week does not mean you're not going to get it another week.
They're not going. Yo, listen. How many times see Baron Corbin come out the same different matches? How many times 3 people will be the same exact tag teams? And
now, that's all the tag teams they got.
How about this? Now they're going to Japanese. They're going to fight the bootleg of Bullet Club. Japanese. Yeah. They go to Japan and do the same exact thing. Them 3 going the same as added. Them 3 versus the Shield. It's the same crap.
What Shield? Who's Shield?
When they fought the Shield in the house show.
Okay, so
that's what I'm telling you. Like, you stay defending WWE.
I'm not defending it.
Wait, time out. Wait.
Because he always does this. My thing is that as the position that I'm in, I have to give it to you so that A, you can always clearly say your statement, and B, so that you see it from both sides. What you're saying is, and I completely get it, you want to see things switched up, which is perfectly fine as a fan, but you can't sit every week and be a booker in the fucking seat. How do you expect to enjoy it if you're in your mind
and that's how
booking
it's
it?
now.
Period.
You do the same
that
show
doesn't make
over
sense.
again.
okay, so first things first. Raw wasn't bad to me, but what made Raw was outside the ring stuff.
Yo, that 24/7 shit.
24/7. R-Truth has been gold with that bullshit belt, but it's fucking amazing, and you have to love what he's been doing. Bray Wyatt, amazing segment. He's done it once again.
I just want to know how we allowed to kill the rabbit
and then
on TV.
My issue right now, this is really something that's really bothering me, is Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans has the ability to be a star.
I agree with you.
On the mic, she's fucking amazing. Her character's over. Her in-ring stuff has to improve. It truly has to improve.
She's in that same unfortunate category, like in the beginning when Nia started.
But the thing is,
Nia was very green, and we spoke about that.
Yeah, but the thing is, her character's getting her over. Now, one of the biggest things she did, she sandbagged the shit out of Bayley because that belly to belly looked so trash. Her punch, women's rights, whatever the thing is called, looked great. But overall, she's got to improve. She has to improve in what she's doing in the ring.
And I agree with you.
And that's my only issue with Lacey right now. Because character-wise, she's developing. And it's working. And I want to love her, but I can't love her with what she's doing in the ring. Cool. What the fuck? Hold on, wait. What the fuck are they doing with Nikki Cross? This bothers the mess out of me. This bothers the mess out of me.
They could have went away with it if they didn't put Alexa Bliss in that title match.
Yeah, and
because in my booker's mind, I would have put. I saw them putting her and Alexa together and then probably taking the titles off Iconics. That's what I saw. Now if they're slowing it down, because to be honest, Alexa hasn't been in the ring in how many months? So you have to, which is why I'm like, why the fuck would you give her a title match automatically? But if it's to set up for something else, because if it's the same thing with Braun, if it's to set up with something else, then you may just have to see it play out.
That's fine. That is fine. But you're not storytelling me anything. Because, hold on. Because Nikki comes and she had this character of going crazy. And she completely flips to being normal somewhat. Hold on. Almost 100% normal. I get where you're going, but let's develop it a little bit more. Let's see the progression of the character to go into this next level.
It's like the R-Truth thing.
Like your hair just got straight, and like you're not giving me a crazy smile.
It's just like how that, it's the same way.
But how's what? Hold on, let her speak.
No, because I told you last week with the whole, with her, the segment with her and Alexa where they were acting like friends, but then when you see them go a little off camera, you can see her mannerism change, you can see a smirk in her face, like you can see the little things in it. And I think that's why, because to me, it goes back to, remember when Mickie James first started? And she was the crazy fan, and she was the good girl, and everybody, and she wanted to be everybody's friend, and then she flipped.
I get that, but they're not showing enough of that.
They're not.
They're not showing enough because they're not showing enough of what's going on. Yeah, you have that split second, but now this goes to what Velveteen talked about. Where he talked about you have a script. Is it Vince's fault or is it Or is it the wrestler's fault?
Or how you're acting it.
How you acting it out?
Yeah.
Or how you developing that character? Because that development is not being shown directly. Yes, you have a little bit of it, but you're not seeing the progression of what's going on.
But see, but the thing is that because it's, hold on a second, I'll let you go. It's also like when you, the progression of it. It's been only, how many weeks her and Alexa have been going at this? Like, if you're going to look and honestly give a critique on a progression, it has to give it some time.
Yes, but you've done about 4 weeks, roughly, 4 episodes. 4 episodes.
And I feel like the one thing I'm going to say this, the commentary don't fill in the blanks. And this is what,
I like that you said that because I had a conversation with somebody too. And no, somebody posted that on Facebook. They was like, do you enjoy Renee Young on commentary? And I was just like, it's crazy how Beth Phoenix is better on commentary on NXT than Renee Young.
Yeah. But that's not Renee's fault.
It's not.
Because they told Renee to shut the fuck up.
It's not.
Yeah. And
it's not all the way her fault, but
it's like,
I just want to give props to Beth Phoenix on NXT.
Like, this is me comparing watching Impact, watching the AEW, watching WWE, right? Hearing JR's voice, shout out to my son DJ Polo, this, that, and third. He's a good DJ, book him. He said this. I still remember, every time I close my eyes, I can remember this. Make yourself famous, kid. Go get that. That was the moment that I saw Jeff Hardy is a potential to be a single star. Because JR put him over. All you heard was just his voice, the crowd cheering. Commentary don't fill in the blanks.
But the thing is, the commentary is also too scripted.
Exactly.
Wait.
Y'all watching the Mamma Mia God over here into the NXT. When you watching Smackdown, telling history, basement kick, Kazooie off the top rope, fill in the blanks.
No, but that's just talent. That's different. Hold on, wait. That's talent.
But look at Michael Cole at the first UK tournament without him. Listen to Triple H. I was like, woo! That's Smackdown versus the Michael Cole and Taz days, dog. But that's what I said. That's what I'm saying. The thing is, 3 things that's wrong. That's wrong. What's going on right now? It's overscripted.
No, it's overly scripted. 2, it's not long.
It's like long dick style.
It's not.
I got thrown the dick joke. It
isn't done overall. A couple episodes, a month, 2 months, looking out, scripting. Tell me what's going on, developing the storyline. Because right now, yes, we know Nikki's going through some weird phase right now, but it's not being told well.
They could easily said that how the right there, boom, commentary. Oh man, Nikki Cross hasn't been stable ever since they broke up the Sanity. Right there and then they explain why Sanity broke up. You tell a story within a story.
But it's crazy though. I feel like I feel like also too the chemistry between them on Raw, the commentary team is not the same as the commentary team on SmackDown though.
Exactly.
Because the 3 of them, like Tom Phillips, Byron Saxton, and Corey Graves, I feel like it's a better team.
There's multiple reasons why. Michael Cole wants to leave.
Yeah. Well, he's been one of them. And he started to do a lot more backstage shows so that he can.
Yeah, Michael Cole's over commentating. He's
tired.
He doesn't want to do anything.
Because if I hear fucking it's Boss Time or the Big Dog, I swear I want
to. No. Hold on. It gets to be hyped though. No. Like, the first time when the Big Dog came back, I had Michael Cole say, "The Big Dog, come on, made me cry."
No.
And then Renee's in the
John Cena some Vintage Cena. I say real life too. You know,
it is pretty good.
Vintage Leo.
Vintage Cena is pretty good.
Look at Leo right there. Vintage.
That's not vintage. That's just Leo.
So, but the thing is, it's also you also got to realize is they're always in Renee's here. Renee's in an awkward spot. Corey's the only one that's fresh, new, and understands things.
And says wild shit.
It says wild stuff.
The low.
But so that's his point.
Smackdown, real quick. I mean, I didn't really enjoy Smackdown. Didn't hit it for me this week.
Once again, Bayley versus Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross not really telling me anything. They're not developing a storyline. I do see them trying to make Bayley into a star.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Bayley has something, and I hate people who be shitting on Bayley.
I'm sorry.
And I used to be the same person, but if you really look at Bayley has something. But she hasn't grasped that talent that she truly has.
She needs to change that fucking finisher.
And that's Bayley's fucking fine.
That shit is trash.
What's name did it?
Who?
Taz. That was the one that's repertoire.
First of all, but first of all, Taz had an arsenal of shit.
But then again, yeah,
Like,
okay, that goes back to the
and
difference.
That wasn't his finisher. The finisher was Tasman, the fucking crossface chicken wing.
But also,
You see the difference between the Taz crossface chicken wing and Bob Backlund's crossface chicken wing?
And it's the same fucking.
It's more powerful.
Bailey's belly to belly just needs to be more impactful. Like she needs to change up the way that she throws the person.
I think that and like
it reminds me, it's on the same level as a fucking leg drop.
Yeah, but it's just
the antics.
She doesn't sell. Yeah, she put enough oomph in it.
Like she should have did that like this and go roar.
No, because then that's not believable to me. I'll be like,
or when she does it, she turns. Yeah. Like she does it like kind of like She needs to go grab a bitch.
Like if you was in the bed with a nigga and was like, come here.
Yeah, she needs to turn it.
What?
I'm not texting them niggas.
I know you're not, but I am.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying.
But I just say that.
How do you sound up that way? Anyway, thank you guys for watching on the live feed. This has been probably.
But it's probably so you should say, yeah, I would do that.
I don't know why would you say that even if it is
Yo,
Pride
shout out to
Month?
being Pride. I fucks with
Yo,
you
shout out
people.
to Sunny. Shout out
I
to
fucks
Sunny
with
Kiss.
trans. I fucks with the LGBTQ community. I love y'all. I love
Okay.
all of y'all.
All right, and they love you too. They slide in the DMs all the time. All right, they do. It's real life. But thank you guys for joining us on this roller coaster ride of the Jabba Tears podcast. As I did mention,
Sonny.
We love you, Sonny Kiss. Yes, I saw him at Warriors of Wrestling defending. He is the champion there. So I was like, they're not gonna let the champ lose on Pride Month. What's wrong with you? That'll be a total backlash. But anyway, boom. I like how I did that. That was smooth. But as I mentioned in the beginning, we will be at Battle Club Pro June 21st. So next Friday, please be there, Brooklyn, New York. Hopefully the rain gods are with us and are against us, and we don't have rain and it's outside, and we can all have a good time. And then June 23rd, the Sunday Stomping Grounds Viewing Party, presented by the Jabba Tears podcast, but hosted by BCW and IWW, respectively. So make sure to support indie wrestling. What else am I missing? Am I missing anything? I don't know. But no, we're good. We do have a lot of things coming up for the summer. We have our 4th of July barbecue.
Somebody just said Sunny's a woman.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We have our 4th of July event, and then we are going to end off summer with not only our 1-year anniversary of Jobber Slam and also SummerSlam weekend. So we look to have a few surprises along the way. So stay tuned for more information. As always, you can go on our Instagram at the Jabba Tears podcast for more information, checking out Sir Wilkins' interesting videos on his thoughts and opinions on the wrestling world, Mr. Black's thoughts, Randomized Leo's videos that we appreciate him because he does so well. But as always, I am Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins and Mr. Black, and Leo, the teacher this week. As always, follow us, #BackExcellence, #we're out.
It's the Jabba's Tears podcast.